Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy, and we have just beaten in what you would have thought was going to be an easy game. It turned out to be a very difficult game, a game that we won because of character, a game that we won because we were good enough, a game that we won because we deserved it, a game that Watford deserved nothing. And they got a red card. They got something. They got a red card, but they deserved nothing in that game. Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium on game week 11, like we predicted. You guys went for 3-0, 3-1, 4-1. I went for 3-1, and it has ended Arsenal 1 with a clean sheet, Watford 0. We're going to dive into that, the match reaction, the full-time analysis, talk about what we were impressed with, what did it really impress you. I was 100%. I was shocked that Ainsley Maitland-Niles had a very, very good game. I was really shocked because I didn't expect that, but he had a good game. What a performance! What a performance from Emile Smith-Rowe! What a performance from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang! What a performance from Lacazette! What a performance from Saka! The back four, the way they were stationed. Aaron Ramsdale almost made a howler, but obviously that guy is the luckiest dude on earth because he can't make a mistake, can he? And on this brew that I've made myself, there is a lot of sugar, there is a lot of soya as well, and coffee. So we are gonna discuss our game in detail. Smash a like on the video. Do me a favor, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. But the biggest thing you're going to do for me as well is you're going to vote for man of the match. I didn't include that in the comment section, which is a little bit stupid. I should have done a poll, but nevertheless, let's get that one. Who was your man of the match? There's so many players that have been good in that game. There's so many players that have been that good in that game. Ben White, for me, was excellent. Ben White was excellent. Absolutely excellent. And the goal that we scored came off Ben White. So probably you could give Ben White man of the match. Smith-Rowe, absolutely extravagant and decorated, well decorated. So good to an extent that I don't know the word to use. The goal is an absolute beauty. You could give him man of the match. And this is not the first game that Smith-Rowe has actually performed well, but we'll try to dive into that as well. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang missed the penalty, but I thought he was good. I thought he was lively in the game. Doesn't deserve man of the match. But Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Ben White, Smith-Rowe, and should we say Saka as well? Because I thought Saka was good with Nuno Tavares, because Tavares was lively throughout the game. Who is your man of the match in that game? Let me know in the comments below. And obviously, let's get into it right about now. So in the first half, let's get into it. Let's start off with the first half, where I thought that we were even more dominant than in the second half. What we lacked in the first half, and that was not really big. I think it wasn't in our own hands. What we lacked in the first half, certainly we got it in the second half, was the cutting edge, the ability to break the game, the ability to score, the ability to create those final chances, the ability to get into the final moments. We tried to, I think, you still remember the Saka goal that was disallowed. I am still asking myself how that one is not a goal. I'm still asking myself, look, there's so many vague explanations, because for me, Saka is onside because there is a Watford defender or player or defender, I don't even care. There is a Watford player that plays him onside. There is a Watford player that plays him onside. And what I don't get is how Saka then becomes offside in that goal. I still don't get it. I still don't get it. So for me, in the first half, it should be 1-0. Aubameyang plays the ball, and Aubameyang is onside. And if I look at Saka, he's onside as well. But I guess the rule is Saka is actually behind the goalkeeper. I think that is I don't know. I think that is where I think that's where the rule gets us. That's where we are caught by the rule that Saka is behind the goalkeeper, and therefore he's off. No, I even don't get it, man. I even don't get it. I screamed and screamed. I thought that was a goal. I'm telling you for facts. I thought that was a goal. But we kept on pressing and pressing. A couple of chances came our way. We were not so lethal. We have not been so lethal whole season. But the good thing is that we have been able to convert some of the few chances or some of the many chances that we actually create. And in this, in the first half, deep in the first half, we get a penalty. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, tell me you are sorry. We need I don't know, how is it called? We need an apology post from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. We need an apology post from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. It should say anything. I think it should say anything. It should say he's sorry. It should say anything, because in games like this, and I said it when we were starting match day live, and I said these are games where Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has to score. These are games actually he ruined the party on both occasions, which is not actually making me angry, although I seem very, very serious. But I think he needs to be putting away those chances. He needs to be. It's a great save by the goalkeeper, right, to save the penalty. Very great save, but it's a very, very poor penalty. It's a very poor penalty. And I said this during was it Aston Villa? Yeah, I think it was Aston Villa. The penalty that was saved. And I said, that was a bad penalty. That's a poor penalty. His penalties are so predictable. His penalties, I could save them. I'm telling you, I could save Aubameyang's penalties. I could just go on my right, because that is where he always goes. Today he tried to go in the middle, but again, it is so low for a goalkeeper that is diving aimlessly. Because for me, I feel like Ben Foster, however much he's gonna get the credit and everything, he's diving aimlessly. But the penalty, the quality of that penalty doesn't stand out for me. It doesn't stand out. He could do better than that. If it was Lacazette, he buries that. We know that. And I thought, at first instinct, I thought it was Lacazette who was going to take the penalty. When I saw Aubameyang stand up to take the penalty, I said, okay, this could help us make him top scorer in the league. This could help him, get more goals and probably boost his confidence and things like that. But when I look at how he takes that penalty, I'm disgusted. I'm absolutely disgusted. He should do better than that, and he knows it, right? And he knows it. So I think the penalty is very, very poor. The penalty is very, 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 very poor from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Very poor. But the first half, to sum up the first half, I think it's been one of those first halves where Arsenal have been all over the opponent. And I mean it, all over the opponent. What did we, what didn't we do in that first half? What didn't we do? We were an absolute, joy to watch. If you want to put it that way, we were a joy to watch. We created chances. We defended well. I think the game plan for Watford was absolutely out of the picture. Credit to Mikel, he got the game plan of Watford and pocketed it. Because for me, what Watford wanted to do, and I really said this. I really said this when we were beginning the game and when we're looking at the lineups, that their strength, is about the forward three: Joshua King, Ismail Sarr, who are very, very fast, very, very fast. And I thought they tried to do that. They tried to sit back, contain the pressure, and get us on the break. It was very good. It was very good. I'm telling you this. It was very, very good, but it was not good enough. Mikel Arteta had already seen them, and we always came forward. But whenever they got the ball, we came back in shape, and we were very, very disciplined. It's one of those Arsenal performances where you've got to be happy with your team. No, we just need to be happy with our team. It was very good. It was absolutely, absolutely very, very good. So I'm going to try to take you through the, what really happened. If you look at the halftime statistics before we do anything like that, if we look at the halftime statistics, SofaScore usually do this for me, and they have done it again. So if you want to look at the statistics at halftime, visit SofaScore. If you want to look at full-time statistics, you can also visit SofaScore. They do it well. At halftime, Arsenal had 71% ball possession. That speaks volumes. That tells you, much about what we are, about what we were doing in the first half. 75% ball possession, right? 71% ball possession. I could share the screen. I got no problems. I could share the screen with you people. No problem. Because we were so good in that first half. I was flabbergasted. That's the truth. If the word, if the word actually fits in the situation, I was flabbergasted, wasn't I? Was really, really flabbergasted. Right. Right. So these are our halftime statistics in that game. Halftime statistics. Arsenal, 71% ball possession. Watford, 29%. So we were all over them. We played in that half like we've never played before. Because, look, we've had a couple of very good first halves. I think the one against Aston Villa was clear. I think the one against Leicester City was very clear. I think the one against Crystal Palace was clear as well. We've had a couple of good first halves. But this game, in the first half, I've never been so comfortable watching an Arsenal game. I've never been. Because Watford literally, listen to this. We had 3 shots on target. They had none. We had 7 shots in total in the first half. They didn't have, they had only 2 shots in total in the first half, and both of them were blocked by the wonderful men from Arsenal, from the Arsenal defense. They didn't have a shot on target, off target. We had 4. We were everything in that game. If you get Arsenal and put it out of that first half, Watford don't score a goal. I'm telling you. Even if you get our players and put them off the pitch in that first half, Watford don't score a goal. They don't, because they were not there. They were outclassed, outplayed, tactics zero in. They had their own tactics, and we saw them. I could just show you what I'm trying to say. They wanted to create attacks from Emmanuel Dennis, Ismail Sarr, and Joshua King. That was their plan, but it absolutely collapsed. It collapsed 100%. So if you look at the first half, we had 3 corners. There had 2 offsides, one yellow cards. We had 2, and there are 2. But talk about that referee, man. Talk about that referee. He's a dickhead. He's an absolute dickhead. I don't know. Everything we did was a bookable offense. Aubameyang, first offense, yellow card. I even don't know. Every offense we made was a bookable offense. On every first offense we did was a yellow card. And Danny Rose causes a penalty, has 5 falls in a game, and the lad is just walking up and about. Does not even have a yellow card. I'm still asking myself, what was the referee all about? What was he trying to do? It was absolutely disgusting. Very, very disgusting from the referee. But going ahead, we had first half, no red cards, obviously. Big chances created. We had a big chance. They didn't have. Big chances missed. We missed our big chance. They didn't have any. Shots outside the box. We had 3 shots outside the box. They had 1. Goalkeeper saves. They had 3. And Aaron Ramsdale, for the first time ever as a goalkeeper, was on a holiday. I'm telling you, bruv. He was on a holiday. I think he also doesn't believe it. He's like, how is this happening? How is this happening? Because he was on an absolute holiday, and he should be very, very happy. Very, very happy, because the team really did well in the first half, and it took the pressure away from him. Again, at halftime, we had 288 passes. They had 118. We had 253 passes accurate. They had 74 passes. You can see the difference. 74 accurate passes. Long balls, we had 15 out of 26 accurate. They had only 6. Crosses, we had 5 out of 16. They had 0 out of 3. So it was our game. It was our game in the first half. Obviously we had more dribbles. We had 9 dribbles. We lost possession 71 times. They lost it 76 times. We won 34 duels in that, in the first half. They won 21 and a couple of others. But if you look at the overall, if we look at the overall game and the overall statistics, because that is what really matters now, this is what is important. Arsenal kept the ball 61% of the time. 61% we kept the ball. Congratulations, the lads. Congratulations. That's a good performance. That's a very good. Yes, we didn't score many goals, but that was not from the fact that we didn't create. That was not from the fact that we didn't play well. We only didn't score many goals because the chances that we created actually didn't get into the back of the net. We were not clinical. I'm trying to hide away from the word that we are not clinical, right? I'm trying to hide away from that because Aubameyang should have, if Aubameyang scores the penalty, that is 2-0. If Aubameyang doesn't actually tap on Martin Odegaard's second half opportunity, which for me is a goal, 3-0, right? But it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is, right? So 61% ball possession overall. They had 39 ball. They had 39. 14 shots on goal. They had 7. 6 shots on target. They had 1. Shots off target. We had 6. They had 2. We absolutely did everything. We absolutely did everything. First half, second half. Because if you look at the second half, it was a little bit 50-50. That is when Watford came back in the game, right? That's when Watford came back in the game and tried to do their thing. But again, it didn't matter. It didn't really matter. Because guys, look, second half, right? Yes, ball possession 50-50. Total shots, we had more total shots on goal still. 7. On target, 3. They had 1. Shots of target, we had more shots. We had the same number of shots on target, and we had the same number of shots blocked. We had more corners in the second half. 1. We were offside at the same time. 2 yellow cards still. Red cards. That is what I said when I was introducing the video. They got something from the game. They didn't even deserve it. They didn't even deserve to get a red card. They deserved nothing from this game. Nothing, because it was an Arsenal show, right? Big chances, they had 1. We had, look, I don't know why they're saying here that we didn't have big chances. We had a big chance and we scored it. That's a chance. That's a chance from Ben White. We had a big chance. Forget SofaScore. Fuck you, SofaScore. We had a big chance and we scored it. So we didn't miss any big chances, but we had a big chance and we scored it. Shots outside the box, we had 5. Goalkeeper saves, we had 1. They had 2. Passes, we had 196 passes in the second half, and they had 197. They were better with that. Passing accuracy 79%, as opposed to their 78. So we were better still. Long balls accuracy 50%. Arsenal 46 for Watford. Okay, I guess we were better there. And then they were better here. Were they? Yeah, they were better. Crosses 5 out of 12 accurate, 3 out of 9. They were better there. And a couple of other things where we were better. We had more dribbles and more successful dribbles than them. They lost possession more than we did. They had better interceptions, but we had more tackles, in the second half. So I think, guys, to sum up the first and second half, Arsenal have been brilliant. This is one of the games we have been very, very brilliant. A game where Arsenal have been, have completely, right? Completely destroyed the enemy. But before we go into individual performances, which I think we should be doing, and of course you guys are going to have a chance to do your player ratings. I'll do my player ratings later on. Look at the table. Arsenal have gone on 20 points 20 points, 6 points behind Chelsea. Where are you, Chelsea? Where are you? We need to look at you, bros. We need to look at you. Yes, our next our next 3-5 fixtures are not that favorable. We have Liverpool there. We have Manchester United and Newcastle there. We have West Ham and Southampton and Everton there. Everton, I don't think they're that good, by the way. I don't think Everton are that good. I don't think. All right. So now we are 20 points. We are on 20 points. Look at the table. Arsenal are behind West Ham by 1 point. Arsenal are behind Manchester City by 3 points. Arsenal are behind Liverpool by 3 points, and Arsenal are behind Chelsea by 6 points. What that shows you is how improved we have come, and not only that we have we are 6 points off the table and 5 points and 3 points off second place. But look at the difference between Arsenal and the clubs below. 20 points. Manchester United, they have Ronaldo, they have Bruno Fernandes, who is the so-called best midfielder in the league. They have Paul Pogba, world-class midfielder in the league. They have Harry Maguire, 80 million pound defender. Rafael Varane, 60 or is it 60 or is it no, sorry, 45? World-class French defender with the World Cup. They are trailing behind Arsenal by 3 points. 3 points, right? The same goes to Brighton. I knew Brighton were never going to be ahead of us. So Brighton, please take a knee. When you see us, please take a knee. It's the same thing with Brighton. Yes, 3 points. You know what this means? Let me tell you. Even if we lose our next game, it is only Brighton and Manchester United that can displace us. Even if we lose the next game against Liverpool, it is only Manchester United and Brighton that can come ahead of us. Wolverhampton Wanderers 16, Tottenham Hotspur 16. They are 4 points behind us. Now you come to the category that have 5 points behind us. Sorry, lads, I don't really mean to humiliate you. Crystal Palace, rest, bro. Everton, rest. Leicester City, rest. It is not yet over, but this is promising. This is promising. And I know we are going to have many problems in January when our players go, in December when we play 8 games in 1 month, in a space of 30 days, 8 games. That literally means that we are going to play 2 games. We're going to play 2 games per 10 days. Not even per 10 days. 2 games per 6 days, right? In order to complete the 8 games. 2 games per 8 days. You have Manchester United, Everton, all those games in there, and that is where we are making. That is when we are making the U-turn to start the second round of the Premier League. But this is promising, guys. This is promising. I need to know your man of the match. Who was your man of the match? I need to know people because I think we've been absolutely brilliant. So we're gonna try to look at the performance of our players and vis-a-vis the performance of the Watford players. Smash a like on the video if you enjoyed the win. Smash a like on the video if you felt Arsenal did well. Smash a like on the video if you felt Maitland-Niles. Actually, look at this. Tomiyasu Takehiro and Maitland-Niles have the best rating in the team. This is incredible. This is incredible. I didn't expect this. It's gonna be interesting. And Lacazette has the worst. Like I said, I don't know why they're giving 6.8 to Nuno Tavares because they're bullshit. I would give Nuno Tavares a 7. I'd give him a 7 if I were at SofaScore. Obviously, in my player ratings, I think I'll do better. So what we are going to do is we're going to go player by player as you guys do your player ratings, right? You're going to do your player ratings. You're going to do your thing, and then we're going to go player per player, right? I hope that will be fine. Okay, Delembe says it's a good win. Come on, you Gunners. Oluranti says, hi, Cossy, good evening. Please, we should stop using Alba for penalty again. Delembe says Maitland-Niles was brilliant. I think you're saying man of the match. Chris says, hello, Cossy, good evening. Good evening to you, Chris. Samuel says Maitland-Niles, man of the match. We should buy a striker, please, to put Alba and Laka on pressure. Thank you so much, Samuel. Alvis says Maitland-Niles man of the match because he did everything on the pitch, covered the midfield very, very well. My man of the match was Maitland-Niles. Andrew says Smith is the man of the match. John Slim says Laka should have taken the penalty. Slab says, to be real, Alba wasn't bad. He just missed a pen, but let's not foster. But let's not. Foster was fantastic. Anu says let Laka start taking the penalties. Okay. Anu says it was a very, very poor penalty. Okay. And then Ahmed says Ben White has had a good game. John says evening Papa, how are you doing, my Papa? Ahmed says ESR, we love you. He's a good boy, isn't he? He's a very, very, very fantastic player. Navi Famous says much love, Smith Rowe, but Maitland-Niles had a good game. Kongs, Jack says big up the Gunners. Jack says we love you, Emil Smith Rowe. Keep your comments coming in. I'm certainly going to read them, and I'm certainly going to take them as well. Malik says we only need 2 physical and well-experienced midfielders, stroke defender with Arsenal speed. We can confuse to win Liverpool. Navi Famous says Johnson, what do you want Arteta to do? The players. Jensen says the players should not mind what it will take to determine, because Arteta cannot add any improvement to them, but to do it themselves, since the club does not want to change him. Of course. All right. So those are some of the comments actually coming up. Anyway, a good win. A good win. 3 points in the bag. That's according to Anu. And Malik says it was a good one today. This is why I said Arsenal is not on fatigue. With being focused and brilliant performance, we can win the league, please. Okay. People getting a little bit, really, really fascinating. To be candid, we need more goals from the players. It was a brilliant performance, but today we need to do more when we meet the bigger teams. That is according to John Malik. And says Anu says ESR man of the match. Okay, right. So look, I've had your thoughts, and I think to be honest, they're brilliant. Yeah, to be honest, they are really, really, really brilliant. But right about now, let's try to dive into the individual players and their performances today, and try to see who did well and who actually did not do well. Of course, I will need you guys to join me in, with your player ratings. Let us start off with Aaron Ramsdale. What is your player rating for Aaron Ramsdale? I would love to know. What is your player rating for Aaron Ramsdale? He has had a very, very good game. We've got to agree to that. He's had a very, very, very good game. Yeah, he's had a very, very good game. I think he misjudged a ball. He misjudged a ball, a situation with Ben White, and Joshua King could have capitalized on that. And because we had only scored 1 goal, maybe it could have been 1-1. But he didn't. He didn't really have to make any important saves in this game. I doubt anyone is going to come out and say Aaron Ramsdale really pulled off any important saves in this game. I don't think he really had any important saves to do. And if there was anything for him to do, it was to be needful when he was needed. He was to be, he needed to be helpful when he was needed. So if you look at him, that is his heat map. And one of the things you're gonna love about him is his ball play. Ball distribution, right? So he made 1 save today, ran out of the box 1 time, he claimed the ball high 2 times, he made 1 error that led to a shot, accurate passes. This guy has 27 passes accurate out of 32. Maybe it speaks more to the fact that he starts ahead of Leno because he is a very, very, very good, a very, very good ball player. Maybe that's the reason. Look, Leno could be asking himself why he doesn't really start, in the Arsenal goalposts. But the reason is clear. Ramsdale is a better ball player. So I think the statistics from Aaron Ramsdale actually speak for themselves. They actually speak for themselves. The rest of the statistics are actually useless. So player rating for Ramsdale. How many? How many are you guys giving Aaron Ramsdale? Because for me, for Aaron Ramsdale, I'm actually giving him. Look, I'll do my player ratings. I don't want to steal the marks, but SofaScore, they have given him a 7. I think they are not so generous, but I also just feel like they have not been generous to the level they should be. Because for me, a goalkeeper that has kept a clean sheet, a goalkeeper that has made no errors that led to a goal, a goalkeeper that has been consistent throughout the game, nice communication, good communication. He's had his defense very, very organized. He talks he talks well. His ball playing is excellent. Give him an 8. Like, I'm not saying I'm giving him an 8, but give him an 8. I mean, right? Give him an 8. Don't be so selfish. Because when he plays poorly, when he concedes 3, you're gonna give him a 4. You're gonna give him a 3. You're gonna give. So when he keeps a clean sheet, when a goalkeeper keeps a clean sheet, give him the marks. Give him the marks, right? How many goalkeepers have kept a clean sheet today? You see? So for me, Ramsdale, good performance. Very, very good performance. Let's talk about Nuno Tavares. Look, I think Nuno is still a kid. And I'm saying this with a very, very angry face. Nuno is still a very, very, very young kid. But he's a very, very good player, right? He's a very, very, very good player. Look, I think that left flank down there has a lot to offer to Arsenal this season. With Kian and Nuno Tavares, we could have Robertson. It's like Robertson. It's not a Robertson Simictas. No, I don't think the quality is there. I think it's like Benjamin Mendy and Cancelo. The way these boys are going to push each other, we are going to have one of the best left backs in the league. And look, for me, the performances of Nuno Tavares do not take anything away from my left back, Kian Tierney. They don't. Look, I'm sorry, they don't. He's a good player. He's a fantastic player. I love him. Nuno is a very, very good player. But when it comes to my left back, when it comes to Kian Tierney, you know how much I love him. Captain fantastic, best player in the league, best left back in Europe. Call him whatever you want. Kian Tierney is absolutely brilliant. Because look, but talk about Nuno Tavares in this game. I think he's one of the players that had the hardest tasks to deal with. And that's why I think this website, SofaScore, however much I love them, however much I use their statistics and ratings because they're so good, I think they're a little bit mean. Because Nuno Tavares today, with the help of Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Nuno stopped Ismail Sarr. We all know the quality, and I spoke about this before the game, and I said we know the quality. We all know the quality of Ismail Sarr, right? We all know what Ismail Sarr can do on the ball, actually on and off the ball. But to keep him silent, I felt he was a little bit exposed, Nuno, especially in the second half. First half, he was perfect, but in the second half, but look at his heat map. Look at his heat map. That is the heat map of a left back who knows that his obligation is to be a defender, and the commentators spoke about this. That is the heat map of a left back who knows that his obligation is to defend football. And you can see stains of him trying to come back, to pull back and defend football. But again, look at that red pigment. That red pigment shows you how often he's contributing to the Arsenal, to the Arsenal press, to the Arsenal ball going forward. So Nuno Tavares, good play today. 6.8 is mean. Clearances 1, tackles 1, dribbled past only 1 time. Ground duels, he had 9, he won 4. Aerial duels, he had 3, he won 2. Look, how do you say that this guy has not had a good game? How do you say that? Right? Long balls 2, he had 1. Accuracy 77%, passing accuracy. This guy has been absolutely brilliant in this game. Dribble attempts 4 and 2 successful. I think it's been brilliant. I don't know what I don't know what the SofaScore analysts saw, but for me, I saw a player, and put, as an Arsenal fan, I really put into mind that this is one of our players that is still young, one of our players that is just coming into the league, and one of our players that is actually still learning a lot. But it's a good performance, very, very good performance. Very, very good. And of course, let's come to the centre-back partnership, where I think today, let's be honest, today, I think Gabriel Magalhaes performed better than Ben White, defensive-wise, and Ben White impacted the game better going forward. This guy, look, let's start off with Gabriel. Let's start off with Gabriel Magalhaes. What is your player rating for Gabriel Magalhaes? How, out of 10, how much would you award him? They have awarded him a 7.4. I would give him better, but I think the 7.4 rating is good. Look, like we went through the first half analytics. There was really nothing to worry, right? For the Arsenal defense in the first half. No scare, because the lads did not have a shot on target. They didn't have any. How many shots did they have in the first half? Around 2. Right? And both of them went off target. But in the second half, there were those moments of pressure. There were those moments where you felt like Watford were trying to come back in the game. And it really happens. Every team has those moments where where they feel like, okay, enough is enough. Now we need to step up. We need to get back in the game and do better than this. I thought we handled the game with absolute quality. And that was courtesy of Gabriel Magalhaes. The way he organized the defense, he came out. He had a brilliant header on target. That was a very, very, very good instinctive reaction from Ben Foster. He could have scored his second goal. There, Gabriel Magalhaes. He could have scored his second goal of the season because he has already scored against Leicester City. So, look, Gabriel is improving better and better per season. He's becoming better and better and better. And that is what you want. People, do smash a like on the video. We have won again. Don't be mean like the referee today who has absolute pork. Don't be mean. Please make sure you smash a like on the video right about now. Need to get them at least to 100 likes on this video. And if you're not at 100, means you guys are really, really mean. So if you're not mean, if you enjoyed the win, if you enjoyed it, please make sure you smash a like on the video. Right, so Gabriel Magalhaes, no, not much for me to say about Gabriel in this game, because it's like a replica. It's like a replica of performances. How many clean sheets has he kept this season as a player? One against Watford, one against Leicester City, one against Brentford, Brighton, one against Burnley, one against Norwich. Right? Those are 5 clean sheets. 5 clean sheets in 8 games, because we considered against Spurs, we considered against Crystal Palace, and we considered against and we also considered against Aston Villa 3-1. But apart from that, he's been outstanding. He needs the credit. He's been absolutely outstanding as Gabriel Magalhaes. Right, Ben White. What can you say about Ben? We scored the goal courtesy of Ben White. And Gabriel Magalhaes' discipline-wise is also very, very good, because that is the first yellow card he received. It's either the first or second he received. He has received this season. So he's a very, very disciplined centre back. So if you look at Gabriel, and how he performed in this game, he had 89 touches on the ball, 95% passing accuracy. He had 73 passes accurate out of 77. Come on. 73 passes accurate out of 77. But look, listen to this statistic. The guy actually made 5 ground duels. Those are tackles on the ground, and he won 4 of them. Brilliant, isn't it? Really, really brilliant, this guy, wasn't he? And he also had a shot on target. He had a couple of long balls. But I think for a centre back, I think we are really having a decent centre back. Let's try to dive into Ben White. The goal we scored. Ben White, did he make an assist? It was not like an assist, really. But Ben White dribbling, always trying to find the back of the net. What can you say about that lad? Honestly, what can you say about that lad? What exactly are you going to say about Ben White? Very impressive as a defender, but he started to get some time to say, you know what? I think I might just go forward. I think I might help the team, do something. And that the moments when we were getting stuck, it happens a lot, right? It happens a lot when you get stuck. It happens a lot when the team is stuck. Ben White, as a ball-playing centre-back, and this is what I would say in the summer, that when you sign a ball-playing centre-back, you have risks attached to benefits. The benefits are that he could pull off anything. He could pull off something. And that is what we saw today. Today, at first, he drove the ball. I think it was in the first half. He drove the ball, and we actually got a free kick. Yeah, we got a free kick. And in the second half, Smith Rowe scores a goal. But don't forget, the run is from Benjamin White. He makes the run. And Smith Rowe is able to convert. So Ben White, for me, look, he contributed to the goal we scored. I think he was exceptional. Very, very exceptional. He lost possession. Clearances 6, block shots 3, interceptions 2. This guy is quality. Shame on you, Gareth Southgate, for not calling him up. Shame on you. Because look, how do you explain? How does Gareth Southgate explain the fact that this guy was not called up for England? How does he explain it? Structure, consistency, squad shape, maybe. But he called him up. During the Euros, and the guy is now having the best season of his life, and he's not calling out. He's calling Tyrone Mings. Mings has been absolutely not at the level Ben White is performing at. He's not been there. And that's what I don't get. That is what I don't understand. Why is Ben White not called? Why is he not calling Ben White? Ben White absolutely deserves to be called in each and every game. So Ben White, brilliant. Area duels. Look, guy, this guy went in the air 9 times and won 5 area duels. Ground duels, 7, he won 4. My centre back, right? My centre back. Passing accuracy, 86%. And I think the reason as to why he has a low passing accuracy is he passes more in the opposition half. You know that. It's not like Gabriel, because Gabriel has become very patient. I think one of the most transformed players in the Arsenal side is Gabriel Magalhaes. He really doesn't care going out on adventures unless we have a dead ball situation. He doesn't care going out on adventures. It is now Ben White doing the adventurous work, and you can see his passing is still 86%, even when he crosses over the center line and goes into the opposition half. That is what you want. Tahikiro Tomiyasu, my man, absolutely pocketed Emmanuel Dennis. Yes, Takehiro. Look, my problem with Takehiro Tomiyasu is he needs to start working on his deliveries. You can't be a very, because look, again, he needs to get forward more, and he needs to work on his deliveries. Even if he brings in 3 balls or crosses, but the quality is good, I'm okay. Because look, I do not blame him. I really do not blame him, right? Because he was playing one of the best wingers again in amateur football. That is Emmanuel Dennis. Yeah, he was playing one of the best wingers in amateur football. But one of the things you've got to put into consideration is if you look at his heat map here, he's actually more concentrated around the center line. So that shows you that he part of his game is a little bit more concentrated on the defensive side of the game, which is not a problem for me. We are benefiting from from it very, very much. For one or two things. One is you don't need much of his services because on that side you have Bukayo Saka, a Saka that really crosses, uses the pitch to full length, and enjoys all that space. So Tomiyasu could also be just like a backup to Bukayo Saka. But the other thing I do love about Takehiro Tomiyasu is that despite the fact that he doesn't give us much going forward, what he gives us defensive-wise is like a third centre-back. What he gives us defensive-wise actually, right, compensates for what he doesn't provide. And for me, that is this difference from players like Aaron Van Bissaka. Because for me, Bissaka, however much Manchester United fans will try to sell the idea of how good he is, he doesn't provide enough defensive-wise to compensate for the lack of creativity as a fullback, right? Look at players like Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent actually, Trent bails himself out because Trent is gonna say, I do struggle defensive-wise, probably, right? I do struggle defensive-wise, probably, which I think he rarely does, by the way. But the amount of creativity he adds on the other side, for me, it nails it, right? It nails it. So he balances the scales, and that is Takehiro Tomiyasu. In this game, he really did have a lot of action. He had 79 touches. He had an 84 passing accuracy, 41 accurate passes out of 49 attempted. Crosses 5, long balls 5, 3 accurate. Look, he always, unless you put a very, very vocal opponent on him, I think he's always one of those players that are always going to have very, very good games. Very, very, unless you put him against Salah, or you put him against Ronaldo, or you put him against Mason Greenwood. I don't know. But the likes of Emmanuel Dennis, those ones are not even a big scare. They're not even a scare, not even a big scare, but they're not a scare to him. And they shouldn't be, really, right? They shouldn't be a scare to him. All right, let's move to the midfield now. Smith Rowe, the goal scorer. Smith Rowe, as a player, what should we say? And what should we not say? That's the question, I think. What should we say and what should we not say? Because Smith Rowe as a player himself is extravagantly good, talented. When you look at him, there's a lot of talent in him. And for me, he's not yet done it. I cannot defend Southgate for not calling Benjamin White, but maybe I could defend Southgate for not calling Smith Rowe. And the only reason I can defend Southgate for not calling Smith Rowe is the fact that Smith Rowe can do better than he's already doing. That's the only reason. That is the only reason. I can only defend him for that. Smith Rowe can do better. Look at the goal he scored. Almost a replica of the goal he scored against Leicester City. I think the only difference there is the distance from goal and maybe the time. But the perfection, he knows what he's doing. That is what I love about him. And Nicola Pepe is sitting on that bench saying, shit, I should have done better. I should have taken my chance. This boy has taken my place. And it's true. Smith Rowe has taken Pepe. One thing I'm going to give Mikel Arteta credit for is he has actually picked Smith Rowe, a sport where he plays so well. He loves to play a Rom Deuter. Our Muller, our Diogo Jota. I think that is Smith Rowe. He also plays like a Pedro. No, it's not Pedro. He's called Podence, but I don't remember the other name. At Wolves, that boy at Wolves. What's his what is his name? It's not called Pedro Podence because it's Pedro Neto and then Podence. I don't remember the other name. But he also plays like Podence. Those kind of players that have shirt number 10 on the back, but they're literally everywhere. And that is Smith. When in the middle of the park, he's driving with the ball. At the edges of the box, he's there. Trying to shoot, he's the man. In the in the penalty area, he's the man. And one of the things they love to do as as room daters is they stretch the pitch. They stretch the pitch, and that's one thing that Smith Rowe does very, very brilliant for me. He stretches the pitch. He gives us a lot of options, right? He helps us utilize the full width of the pitch, and that is so because we also have Saka on the right hand side of the pitch. So what Saka does is he utilizes the full length of the right hand side of the pitch, and then Smith Rowe utilizes the full length of the left hand side of the pitch. Brilliant from these Arsenal lads. Very, very brilliant. If you do not actually have a very clinical eye, you can't see that. But Smith Rowe in this game, let's talk about the goal. Let's talk about the goal. What a goal, right? What a goal. Because we had done everything, but we had failed to legitimately, right? We had failed to legitimately beat Ben Foster. The penalty, no. Headers from Gabriel, from who? No. Shots, no. And Smith Rowe comes up with those Hail Marys, the masterclasses, the man who loves to pull off very, very gigantic jokes. That was a big joke, Smith. That was a very, very big joke. And SofaScore, I've given him a 7.3. I might not have a big problem with that. Yeah. It's called Daniel Podence. Thank you so much, Stewie MC. Thank you so much, Stewie MC. It's called Daniel Podence. And I really, really love, he's one of the players I really love at Wolves. Actually, if you told me 3 players I could sign off 3 players I could sign at Wolves, I could go for Ruben Neves. I could go for, I need to get this right. I could go for, look, at the moment, Neto is on a decline with an injury. So probably I could go for Juan. Yeah, I could go for Juan, Neves, and look, I want to say Raul Jimenez. But he's also on a decline. So I would go for Podence. He's not started so many games this season for Wolves, but we all know the quality that the boy possesses. We all know that, right? So so Smith Rowe, brilliant game. He had a very, very brilliant game. He had a very, very good game. But so if you look at what he's done in 86 minutes before he was taken off, listen, he had 23 out of 24 passes accurate, 96% passing accuracy. This is a player who passes his who makes his moves, who passes his football in the opponent's half. This is not a defender, my brother. This is not a goalkeeper. This is a number 10. This is a player who plays much of his time, in the on the offensive, not on the defensive. And you can see how much quality is actually put out in the team today. All right, I'm not really going to dive into much of his statistics because we know what he has done. Let's talk about Ainsley. People, smash a like on the video. How many likes do we have? But if you're a little bit surprised by Emil's by this lad's performance, let me know, because I was surprised. I'm not even gonna lie. I was surprised. How many likes do we have today? We have 27 likes. We could do better than that. No, we could do better than this, lads. Yeah, we could do better than this. Let's smash the like button. Let's get them to over 100 right about now. Let's smash the like button. If you're watching, please make sure you do smash a like on the video. So Ainsley is a player that came in for Super Partey. One of the things that are so difficult in football is when you fit your small feet into bigger shoes left by a person with big foot or feet. Right? I think feet. I said shoes, so it should be feet. Right? So Ainsley, however much we know that this is his best position, and actually shout out to everyone who told me, Cossy, calm down, Ainsley is going to have a good game. Shout out to you people, because I was nervous. I was absolutely nervous. So shout out to you lads. You actually did a very, very great job. You did a very, very good job by actually telling me to calm down. And I was calm, wasn't I? I was calm. So look, Ainsley comes on the pitch to replace Thomas Partey, but also to help out Nuno Tavares, which I think he did excellently well. Excellently well. So he comes on the pitch to replace Thomas Partey, who picked up a slight groin injury. He should be back against the against Liverpool, hopefully. So he comes in. Well, I'm one of those people who actually don't believe in him. We were with Glenn and we talked about how he might be a nuisance and everything like that, but he turned out to be very good. Maybe it's because we played him in a position that he really wants to play, because it's very, very versatile. And many commentators, when they're commentating a game where Ainsley is, they'll tell you that in the end it might come to bite him back, because he doesn't get to nail down on a particular position. He needs to do that. He loves to play in the pivot. He needs to fight for that. He needs to fight for game time in that position, and not only against the likes of Watford, but also against the likes of games like Leicester City, games like Everton. If he can prove a point playing in that position in those games, I think he might have a future as a central midfielder. I still believe he's not that kind of central midfielder that Arsenal should be playing, honestly. If you're playing Albert Sambi-Lokonga, besides him, there should be a player that has the quality of Thomas Partey, and so on and so forth. But he was very, very good today, and I'm going to give him man of the match personally. It is just an appreciation. He's been so good. Look, you've got to accept when a player does well. I scorn them. I scorn them when they do poorly. Why don't I give them the result, the right mark if they do well? Because look, this guy had 48 touches in the game. He had 34 passes, and 29 of them were accurate, right? So that shows you how dominant he's been in the midfield. Albert Sambi-Lokonga today, the perfect central. I've already told you people, if there is a perfect player, if they're perfect players made for a perfect position, Abdoulaye Doucouré, he's made for that position. Wilfred Ndidi, he's made for that position. Albert Sambi-Lokonga, he's made for that position. Youri Tielemans, he's made for that position. And you can, I'm not really saying as a DM, but I'm saying in the positions where they play, right? So look, for me, I think I picked this up from Statman Dev, right? From Statman Dev. One of the things you are gonna love, right? One of the things you're gonna love about Albert Sambi-Lokonga is his ability to be very, very calm on and off the ball. His discipline is disgusting. His discipline is absolutely disgusting. Like, how is he so calm? And actually, today I saw a reaction from him. Because look, he makes a tackle, and the fool actually pulls him down and keeps him down. I'm like, what the fuck is he even doing? Come on, right? So he picked up a yellow card today, if I'm not really mistaken, early in the game. Yes, he did. He picked up a yellow card, and throughout the game, he's been brilliant, calm. He dispossesses and passes. And he's one of, look, he reminds me of Alexander Sombilong, one of those central midfielders, those defensive midfielders that pick up the ball from deeper areas and actually bring it closer to the screen, bring it closer to the opponent's box. I don't want to say he's so brilliant, because everybody's going to say, "Course, you're an Arsenal fan, so that's what you say." But I think he has a big future. He has a big future. He has a very, very big ceiling, right? He has a very, very, very big ceiling. So Albert Sambi-Lokonga, brilliant today, as well as Saka. Saka, I think in the last game against Leicester City, Saka was not fit. I talked about it. Right? I talked about it. Saka was not fit in the last game. He wasn't fit, really. Because today you've seen him do his step overs. Today you've seen him do his runs. Today you've seen him cause trouble. He almost scored a goal today, right? He almost scored a goal today. He's been getting in those areas where you want him to be. He had 55 touches. 55 touches in this game, and that shows you that that still our game is running through Bukayo Saka. Look at his heat map down the right, very, very, very thick towards the 18 years box. So Saka, good performance, very, very good performance. Should have scored a goal if it wasn't ruled offside. Alexander Lacazette, yeah, another very good performance from him. I think we are now all going to agree that Arsenal need him. Arsenal need him. Or actually, we need someone as good as him. Because this position where he plays is actually not his position. That is Martin Odegaard's position. And sooner or later, we are going to have Odegaard occupy that position. But where do you play Alexander Lacazette? He's good as a number 10. I love it. His turns, his energy, his involvement in the game. He's an absolute beast. He's an absolute beast. He should have scored today. He should have scored today, but look, he didn't. And I got no issues with that, really. I got no issues with that. West Ham have scored against Liverpool. West Ham have scored against Liverpool, people. West Ham have scored against Liverpool. So just an update. West Ham have a goal against Liverpool. All right. And finally, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I thought he was brilliant in this game. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was brilliant in the game. Not really poor. Not really, really very, very poor. But he needs to take the chances. Honestly, he needs to take his chances. He needs to take the chances. But not poor. Not really poor. So I'm not really going to even. I'm not going to. Lie. Okay, Anu says Lacazette 7.5, Saka 8, Lokonga 8. Okay, Niles 7.5. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Anu. Doing the player rating. Smith Rowe 9. Thank you so much, Stewie, as well. Okay, Stewie, and Stewie says it's a championship defense. Arsenal should humble themselves. Yes, a few good results, but Brighton dominated them as did Palace. Yeah, you're right. And I think we will get better. This is where we've got to agree as Arsenal fans. Whether you're an Arsenal fan or not, we will get better. Johnson Malik, you're saying, Chinedu, you're saying, Johnson, maybe you should go and sack the manager yourself and replace him. Tommy gets 7.5. Thank you, Anu. Ben White 8. Thank you, Anu, as well. Navi Famous, you've given Gabriel Martinelli a 4. Okay. Isaac Mbonye says Niles, wow, he made it. I did not feel the absence of Thomas Partey. Look, I think we're all gonna agree. That Partey's absence was actually not really felt. EG says Emu Smith Rowe has scored in each of his last 3 Premier League matches. 3 in a row. 3 in a row. Thank you so much, EG. Yeah, thank you so much, EG. He scored against Aston Villa. He scored against Leicester City. Wow. And actually, I think he has 4 goals now. He has 4 goals, and Aubameyang has 4 goals for Arsenal, right? So there's a project going on, guys, right? There's a project. It's 1-1. Someone says it's already 1-1, Liverpool and I mean, I got it from Google here. Well, yeah, it's 1-1, guys. 44 minutes is 1-1. But it is what it is. Anyway, people. So thanks everybody for joining in. We've really digested the big highlights and big talking points of the game. I'm going to upload my fan cam. I will do my player ratings, 6 things we learned. I'll have a fan cam with Glenn and a couple of other shows about the game. So make sure you do subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video, people. I'm definitely going to speak to you very, very soon. Very, very soon.